I want a run back. Decided I'm going to try to fly through this game on the normal difficulty because it's not as hard. I don't like as much. I want to get through this. I'd like to go on to Far Cry 2, maybe. Still waiting for the Resident Evil patch. I was thinking about playing trying to play WWE 2K23. But yeah, no.
Without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
Cool thing I miss. Something. Okay. Phone's in the charger. Controller is unhooked. I got the Oculus. I took my head strap off of my Oculus. I'm using the official original one, which like need to bleach that thing, man. But that's all that's really been up today. Revenge of Taco Tuesday. I guess it's not a revenge. Actually having tacos. Time. This game looks so good. Look at those reflections.
We have to contain this.
Look at the way the light from that. Oh man, it's so good looking. Hopefully now I can actually just get through this game and not have to think too much. Then maybe Far Cry 2, maybe Doom Eternal, I don't know. I didn't realize so I started like writing little review notes for myself. I thought it was like 2018, 2019. Apparently it was 2020. Just notes about like, kind of like Steam reviews, but even shorter than that. Just like a shorthand with like a 1 through 10 scale on how I feel about different games after I finish. Just to keep track of them in my head so I don't play through the same games over and over and over and over and over. I still do that some, but you know, at least that way I can be like, oh, last year it was good. This year it's not as good. What's up? What's up? Look at this. Part of the wolf pack, tiger pack, whatever all this thing is, lion. Fucking leopard or something.
I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. I'm the head of this facility. I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
Should have been on here earlier. I'm convinced I can finish this game in a day. This is on the normal difficulty, but I don't know. Got like 40, 50 hours in it. I feel like I know I've finished it multiple times, but it's been years since I've done it. It's a good game. Good game. And then Doom Eternal is also, it's a good game in a different way. This is a very, I believe some people said this is like a very minimalist game where you kill everything. I don't care, just go kill whatever you're looking at. It needs to die. And then in Doom Eternal, it is the same thing, but it is significantly harder because each enemy has like its own weakness and stuff. In this game, like I'm doing this here. Like in Doom Eternal, it'll be like, oh, you need to switch to this weapon to attack these guys. Good. Yeah, but I can complete it in 2 hours. I wish. I'm playing on normal. Alright, I'm playing on Hurt Me Plenty. Guy's dead. Your next game you have to finish somehow. I don't know how that's gonna work out. It's Control. Control is... That is one of my... I think that game came out... I feel like it came out 2019. I finished the game like... the end of that year. I finished the game like the end of that year going into 2020 or something like that because I was trying to figure out like, oh, this is one of my best games of the decade. And I was like, yep, it makes the list. No, I'm using a fucking keyboard. What do I look like? A Halo player? Oh boy. It's probably because it's a mechanical keyboard if it's picking up the sounds. Can't move like this with a daggum controller, as far as I know. I can't. This door is green. Open.
He cannot be allowed to leave this place.
Trying to reload it. Won't let me reload the gun.
Everything.
The dumb twist. I love it. Game is incredible,
I'm
dude.
willing to take full responsibility.
Yeah, I can't decide if. So I've heard some people say that Doom Eternal is significantly better than Doom 2016, and I've always liked Doom 2016 more because it was the first. But like, every time I go back to this game after finishing Eternal, even though I only finished Eternal I think once, I'm always like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, man. It's just so much to think about. Like, that game I was enjoying. So the big things I didn't like about Doom Eternal when it came out was the colors. Like, this is orange as hell. Look at how orange this game is. You still have all the power-ups and stuff, but like that game, like instead of this being this color green, it's like neon green in that game. There's just colors everywhere, and there's all the crazy like over-exaggerated animations, like when you kill the Cacodemon, the floating eye, and you rip its eye out, and it does the whole like oh my god thing. See, I don't understand where you got this time from. In my head, I'm thinking you're like at work 24/7, and then you're like, I just finished Red Dead Redemption and finished like all that. You finished all the Half-Life games. I had no clue you were even playing Half-Life. That is wild. Those games aren't super long. I think they're probably like 15 hours, if I had to guess. I mean, Half-Life 1 and 2, and then episodes 1 and 2 are significantly shorter, but they're not. They're like Call of Duty campaign. I don't know if I've ever finished Half-Life 2 on PC. Oh my goodness. Stay, just die, thank you. So I finished Half-Life 2. Here's my story, my Half-Life 2 saga. Half-Life 2 comes out. I believe I'm in high school when that game came out. Couldn't run it at the time. Not all that well anyway. That was a game that you had to have Steam to play. But I remember trying to play it on my computer like right after I graduated, and it still didn't work all that well. So for whatever reason, I'm in high school, my friends are all playing on the PC. I played Half-Life 2 a lot on the Xbox, like the original Xbox, and then the Orange Box came out, and I played that version. Because the thing is, like, by the time the Orange Box came out on 360 and PS3, I had a PC that could play the games, but I didn't have any interest in playing them. If I was sitting at my computer, this is before I knew you, I was probably going to be playing Counter-Strike or something. That was like when I was still actually playing that, like Counter-Strike Source and stuff. Hard for me to just focus on Half-Life here. But I go back to the game all the time because, you know, Half-Life is great. Usually what happens is I play Half-Life until I get to the hovercraft thingy, or I get to like the weird like antline part where you're like riding down the highway and stuff, and like that's like I never want to do that. This is so nice on this difficulty. It's so calm. This is, if somebody was like, oh, what is the most relaxing version of Doom 2016 to play? I would say normal. Or it'd be plenty, whatever. You do this on like ultra violence or any of the other difficulties, like the second you turn around, like you're dead. One little swipe, you get like an STD or something from those guys. What do you mean you worked 5 hours total in the past 2 weeks? Oh, they need to distribute your hours better. It's like they overload you and it's like, oh, you're good, go do whatever. And we're not gonna go for any of the nonsense here. I don't care. Explosive shot. Man, this looks so good. The trailer, the new gameplay demonstration for the Zelda game. Be cool looking. Yes, it's got some new features and stuff. But like I saw in the beginning, it was like this looks just like the last game. But then there's small stuff that they did, like new systems. Should be doing more gooder. What do you mean you do whatever you want? And I don't understand. I have the soundtrack. I know I listen to BFG Division. If somebody's like, I need you to get somewhere in rush hour traffic, BFG Division is beginning. Doesn't matter. So you have the soundtrack on my. I applied for a new job. I don't get to do it. But it is an alright job. Like it's a AC's distribution center. Means that I get to work with merchandise, but not to deal with customers directly. At all. Not that I mind dealing with customers. Shoot, I didn't mind dealing with customers in my last job. It's just the entire kind of sucked. I don't know yet. Honestly, not sure. I think it pays more than I was making. It might not. The thing is, like, I was making more than I would have been making. Originally, I just got all these like incentive raises. Did good, so we're gonna give you this bonus. And like anytime they give a bonus or a raise, even if it wasn't like regular time, like they'd be like, hey, we're gonna give you like a 80-cent raise or whatever. I think they were trying to motivate me to step up to being like a supervisor there, but I didn't want to be a supervisor with the big boss, the boss that was over me, the reason I quit the job. If he wasn't there, I would have gladly taken that position. Sunshine 3.
Hello, I am Vega, the sentient intelligence assigned to Mars. After running diagnostics on the Praetor suit, it appears that I can activate optional challenges that, when completed, will assist in upgrading your arsenal at an accelerated pace.
There has not really been a job where I've been like, I'm bad at this. There are jobs. It's usually what it is almost every single time. It's like, man, it won't be. It's like people like, oh, just ignore people that you don't get along with. No problem. What always ends up happening is the person that is my direct superior that I have to deal with is a big problem. Where like I had nobody to talk to about this. Like, oh, this guy is actively sabotaging me and then acting like it's cool. Like, I'm not cool. But they told me like about this new job, like it's for that issue.
Main power offline. All entrances not operational. Main power offline. All entrances not.
I'm trying to turn my mouse and I can't.
Power online.
I believe in honesty, especially now, in what will be your final moments in this world. All the rumors,
What a twist.
the human sacrifices, the hell portal, the demons. It's all true.
Pretty sure I'll end up going with Far Cry 2
My
instead
sisters
of doing
and brothers, be
this
thankful.
game.
You will be the
I'm not sure if I'm
first.
going to finish this or not. I keep
You
thinking
will
I'm
have a
going
seat
to,
alongside them, just
but
as
I really
will.
want to go
What
play
will
Far
become
Cry
the
2,
new
and I feel like the
world
game is going
they
to...
create for
Far
us.
Cry 2, in my
Stop.
memory, I finished it on PS3, I believe. I think I'm not 100% sure. I know I finished it, I just don't remember what. Anyway,
Especially now,
that is a game that is
in what will be your
longer than you would think it is. Does the thing that a lot of games do. I feel like Ubisoft games do this more than anybody. Where like you get somewhere in the game and you're like, I'm done. And the game is like, yo, we got this whole other island. I don't think it counts as a spoiler. Metal Gear Solid 5 does that. You play that game for a long time, and I believe you go to like another area and you're like, oh. Because you start seeing things, you're like, what does this mean? It's like in the upgrade path. Is this for? This is useless. This is a useless upgrade. I'll never be in this kind of environment. Oh wait, no. I'm dealing with nothing but this. Me crouch like I'm regular.
especially now, in what will be your final moments in this world. All the rumors, the human sacrifices, the hell portal, the demons. It's all true. My sisters and brothers be thankful.
Best.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown in effect.
I can feel my phone vibrating. It's like it's on in front of me. I just don't know what it is. It's got a charge. It's not this. It's this right here. I don't really use it much. I was only using the pistol. I absolutely hate the pistol in this game. Standard video. I just thought it was funny to crouch and pretend I'm playing a regular tactical shooter.
Lockdown disengaged.
Crouch to compose myself. I get the key.
The best of the best. Are you ready to move up? To take on new challenges? To become more than
I don't know why my phone's vibrating. I didn't miss any messages.
you meet the requirements for this year's soul artist.
See, this in this game does what it does. It gives you ammo, but like they change it up. Didn't mean to do that. They change up like what everything does in 2, which is the thing that I had the hardest time. Like once you get towards the end of the game, you got like 15 different enemies in each counter. Hurt my brain to like no end. Trying to like, you know, pull out the sniper rifle to take down a spider mastermind thing, and like switch to something else. You got that weird like Hell Knight guy show up with his sword. You got to worry about so much that you're juggling mentally, which is cool. But again, people talk about like the game is like maximalist, I guess, style game design. Like that's what they mean by it. Whereas in this game, it's just like take a gun and shoot the thing side. Put your bullet in the bad guy. Make them go. Scary monsters.
No security clearance required.
No, we're not allowed to leave. I will be here playing something. Still not sure about the Doom thing. I'm in your Discord. Honestly, part of the reason I'm never in there is because I'm like, I'm assuming everybody is in there speaking Portuguese, and I'd be like, alright. I know you guys can speak English. What's like, I don't know what I'd be talking about, so.
Demonic presence.
Talk to the owner of the Discord, which I'm assuming is you. Talk to Mr. Discord directly. It'll be like somebody says something in Portuguese and then conversations in English. Like you guys are talking about sporting, and I'm like, I don't know anything about this. Yeah. French. I'm in. I'm American. I'm getting along with no French. Actually, that's cool. It's pretty cool. We're not gonna have no French fries over here. We're gonna have our freedom fries. Such a dumb period of American history. I can't believe I was involved in that. Like, not willingly. It was a thing where when it happened, I was like, man. Stupid. Guys. If you don't like it, you can get out.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Do. This flies rolls so much more smoothly on this difficulty, man. Like I am just getting through stuff now. Feels good. Feels good to be able to shut my brain off and just like go shoot bad guys. Oh man. Alright. Grab this thing. Go. God, it almost got me. But what if? Peace. See you, dude.
Access granted.
Welcome to the UAC's Mars installation. The vast Hellas Plain impact basin. This high-tech mining and research facility is pushing the boundaries of the imagination each and every day. As a valued employee, your loyalty is more than just a commitment to the UAC. It's a commitment to the future of mankind. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. What did I do? Here. Failure. Classic Doom. Like a little snippet of a Doom map. Smalls.
Welcome to the UAC's Mars installation. Is pushing the boundaries of the imagination and every day. As a valued employee, your loyalty is more than just a commitment to the UAC. It's a commitment to the future of mankind. Thank you for your service.
Access granted.
Get all this this ammo I can't use now.
All UAC employees are subject to regular med checks to ensure their production capability.
Oops. Yeah, alright. How many can I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What a dumb idea. 7. Oh, there's my boy. 8, 9, 10. I got 10. Oh man. Got juked. Got 11. Boy, sorry. They need to make this character into a one of the bad guys in Dead by Daylight. Just running for your life from the Doom Marine. You play as a demon on that one. How's that? That makes sense for you to be put on a hook. I remember playing a bit of the multiplayer for game when it came out. It was pretty cool. It was how did it work? I think you got, it's like a 2v1 thing. The two play as 2 monsters. So you choose whatever you want to be, and then the one is the Doom Marine, and or Doom Slayer. You gotta stop him. Can't stop him. All right.
I
couldn't figure out what I
your
need to do.
access to the facility scanner. Come to the Vega terminal, and I'll give you what you need.
Oh yeah, I'm about to get a blowjob. Giant robot. Oh, these always make me laugh. Especially when you see them in computer games. I think like Far Cry 6 was the only game I was ever like, I need this. That was more because I just didn't feel like dealing with that game is it's got so many damn things to use. Game is, and Far Cry 6 is I will just say it's a bit of a disappointment for me. This is after Far Cry 5 already wasn't like amazing. 6 is just the problem with Far Cry 6, you know, it's playing an unrelated game. It's a perfect time to complain about it. Is it's too much. Like, what I don't need in my Far Cry is worrying about like, I should use the poison bullets or whatever on these enemies. Like, out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. Oh no. The way he's moving, like all drunk looking, makes you think that he's dead. This is the guy right here. The guy that would always end my damn sitting here playing and trying like not to die as few times as possible. Like that guy right there. Just him being in this room and then coming out at the wrong time. This stupid shield, complete nightmare. That guy sucks. What's this? Gun juice. Speedy recovery. Whatever, let's do this. I would never do this any other time. No points in the pistol. Try something different. I was trying to remember how you can tell where you need to go to. I was like, oh yes, that's right. There's a damn thing at the top of my screen right there to tell me that exact thing I'm wondering about. man. Man.
It's a gift. Take it. It will give you strength, help you on your journey, if you can withstand the power surge.
Look at that full screen. Look at that power, man.
That is pure Argent.
I made toggles.
energy you
So
just
you guys
take
don't,
into
don't want you
yourself.
guys to see this. I can
It
see her.
seems to agree
There you go.
with you. I will unlock the remaining Argent cells within the facility for you. Vega, give him what he wants.
61,337 UAC members deceased. 81% of the facility is on lockdown. Demonic presence through the Mars installation is critical. The invasion originated in the Lazarus facility.
Got Metal Gear Solid 5 installed. Keep thinking about maybe installing Steep
100% of all UAC
and Ghost Recon Wildlands. I need to figure out. I think I own Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I just don't know where.
Most were killed by the demons released from their holding cells by Olivia Pierce.
I feel I should apologize for what's happened here. Some of my employees took things too far. Olivia was the cause of all this, and I believe you will have to deal with her in time. You may not agree with our research, but know this. We exploited Hell and its resources because it was in mankind's best interest to do so. What you now see
Okay. Alright, I'll see you, dude. Thanks for stopping by.
is the cost of progress.
Pretty sure I'll be here for a while.
But none of that matters.
I always say then I have to go and then come back later, so we'll see what happens.
In the foundry, the regulators have been destroyed and the core temperatures are now destabilizing.
They've overrun the adjacent facility. If the venting turbines aren't re-engaged, neither of us will survive the meltdown.
Six leet 61,337. Had a friend back in the day who had that was part of his phone number, and that used to make me so salty, so dumb. Other games I've thought about playing, stuff I haven't finished. I keep thinking about, because I thought I had finished Metal Gear Solid 5, thought I did, and I know the ending and everything. I know everything that happens too, but I didn't realize that in order to, you have to redo missions, because people are like, oh, they just ran out of time when they were working on the game. You have to redo the missions. It's kind of like a harder version of them or whatever, and I thought it was just like, oh, this is to get 100% completion. No, that's to finish the game. So I never did that. But I'd have to be starting over from the beginning. That game came out when I didn't have like reliable internet. Like I would go like months without internet. I remember having the game and playing it mostly in offline mode. I had to use my phone to like tether it to connect to the internet to like verify that I own the game still, and then I go right back into offline mode. So I put like 90 hours into it. Got pretty far. I guess I didn't finish. I got to the point where I saw credits and I was like, oh, this is clearly the end, but it wasn't.
After running more diagnostics on the active Praetor suit, it appears that I can accelerate the upgrading of your arsenal by measuring your combat effectiveness. I have added a tracker to your helmet's display.
I can't even imagine what this smells like.
The facility will not allow you access to the turbine room unless the demonic threat level is
Or what
brought
this
down
this
inside
must
the
feel like.
foundry. Our security systems
Uh,
cannot be overridden.
Working in a meat department for a bit, like, man, stepping on meat was always just like, oh, this sucks. I can feel it in my shoes. It's a disgusting feeling. But like being in this base, another planet next to a foundry like this. It's the coolest looking level, dude, because everything that you see here you can go to and it becomes part of like what you're about to do. So cool. That's Bad News Bears over there. It was the best. Got him. This is one of those places that if you play on ultraviolence, whatever, like the hard difficulty that's available by default, this is a problem area for sure. Guys, okay.
Have you filled out your UAC accident?
Looks so good. Game is like, what, like 7 years old? See what you do, you just do this, and you just don't deal with it. That is the secret. That is the secret, is like, any enemy that you don't want to deal with, like, you figure out a way to not deal with it. Well, they were saying that they thought their sports team was better than my team, so I had to. It's self-defense. See how they're menacingly shuffling around here? Self-defense. Uh-oh. Just a sec. Fatality.
Have you filled out your UAC app?
Warning, core temperature rising. Demonic threat. Reduced by 25%.
I am here. Let's go back to default view. Place that grenade. Go. These are all above me. Loki. Loki's a... This is a thing. Wait, I swear this is something that happens over here. Shenanigans or something now. All into ammo. More juice for my guns. Oh. Absolutely not.
Stay focused. Stay committed.
This makes me want to go like install Quake Champion so bad.
Remember, the Pine Council is always watching.
Something to put that fire out with. This. Oh look, it's a homie. On a homie. Oh, what are we doing?
Warning. Core temperature rising.
Bad stuff on the ground. Do I need anything else in here? I got so much ammo. Always have more. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that you just kind of shoot wherever. You just, if you hear a sound on the screen, you just shoot. Hope for the best. That's my philosophy of this game. I don't even like necessarily know where the enemies are coming from. They're there somewhere. That guy withstanding that blast right there, a bit of a problem. No. No. Oh, this is why I use the chainsaw on these guys, because I don't want to waste that much ammo on them. Doesn't matter as much now because I've got so much ammo to go with.
Demonic threat reduced by 50%.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I feel like I should go back there, make sure I got everything. Sorry, I was looking at the little thing in the top right corner, the combat efficiency rating or whatever. I think, I don't know, I forgot how to like make sure that stays up high, because that becomes a whole thing too. It doesn't matter, I'm not doing arcade mode anyway, so whatever. Nothing here. I need to rip anybody's name tag thing off. This guy right here, look at that. Almost missed this, because the game doesn't tell you it's here. I don't think the game told me it was there. I probably didn't, I just probably missed it. Whatever. 5. Nope. Hornest. Right. Game is so cool. Oh, love it. I wish I could go back in time and then like let myself, my younger self, know like, hey, I know this game looks weird and they showed all the early footage, but like it plays so good. There's stuff that was when they showed the videos of this game, I was already like in my 20s, so whatever. I can't say, you know, I was like a young kid. Like there was some stuff I was like really skeptical of. Like I had a friend who anytime they showed footage of Jurassic World, she would lose her mind before the movie came. So this movie's gonna be the best movie ever, because it had Chris Pratt doing the thing where he's like in the Jeep and they're driving it. And I thought that looked really dumb.
Have you filled out your UAC accidental
No, so what's weird about it is if you go back and you play old Doom, like if you see footage of this game, it's different now that you're seeing the game like live. But before the game came out, Bethesda announced like, hey, we're not gonna let anybody record this game. We're gonna have this special event at like QuakeCon where people can go in the room and see it, but they can't bring their phones in here. They can talk about it, but they can't show you anything on it, which was already like a weird red flag. But then on top of that too, there's the whole when footage did finally get out there, it was the glory kills, which is when the enemy starts flashing. I'm trying to make one happen now. Like when this happened, and then seeing this, when they showed that, they were trying to show how, you know, like, oh, this game still has all the gore, but everybody's impression was like, well, this is going to slow down the game. So it doesn't. It really doesn't. It actually makes the game just kind of like keep flowing. But, you know, at the time, there's no way to know. All you see is a footage of, like, you know, somebody like playing the game and shooting somebody, and then walking over to them and punching them in the face, and it's like, ew, it doesn't look good. Oh, works out really well. Then on top of that too, they made sure that that entire system has a use. Like whenever that happens, it's dropping health. So that's my way to get back health. I don't have like a health. This is also, you know, a modern game. Modern games all have crouching behind cover your health. This game didn't have that, it just looked different. I can't remember if this came out before Fallout 4 or not. Fallout 4 was another big, like, thing with Bethesda being weird.
Access denied.
I feel like once this game got out there and people were actually able to like play it, like release day or whatever, you know, if you could run it, it was all those concerns unfounded. Or then, you know, who knew? Who knew what the game was going to be like? Didn't make that jump. All the way back? I don't remember. Artificial hype is the worst because it leads to this thing when people are genuinely happy about something, you can no longer trust them, and you have to be careful who you do trust in different situations because you're like, well, this person said this last thing was going to be the best thing ever and came out and it wasn't ever. Sometimes, you know, it could be fine, but my go-to thing with artificial hype is, or I'd say this is more into the hate category, but because I'm a defender of this game, the game is great. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a game that I wish people gave a shot, but because all of the like screaming YouTubers were like, oh, this game looks stupid, this game's gonna suck or whatever, and like the game came out, and whenever they said the game was actually fun, nobody believed them because, you know, who do you trust? How do you trust that person that was telling you the game was terrible before? They're doing the exact opposite of it. Lose. Nice. Good. There we go. It's so gross. It's so gross.
Gas leak stopped.
Oh my goodness, dude. This around when you go to hell for the first time? Don't know, I don't remember. I, also on the topic of artificial hype, I like VR stuff. I feel like I'm a pretty big fan of like the concept of VR and, you know, seeing what it's capable of, trying to show it to new people. But the thing that sucks the most about VR is like it's a thing that you don't understand unless you do it, which is already, you know, a limitation where you got to convince somebody like you need to have a headset, and you have to convince somebody like, hey, put on this headset that I always sweat in, on your head, I'm gonna show you this game, it's gonna be sick. Alright, so if they do that, like, oh, what other VR games are there? Let's look up VR YouTube stuff. And you look on YouTube, and all the YouTube channels are all just like the worst fake hype, like, this is gonna be the next Call of Duty killer. And you look at it and you're like, alright, that's what they said for the past 5 videos. They all have the YouTube face, the
Turbine room doors now open.
whatever. That too. See, this thing is pointing up. See where up is. Wonder if it's over there. I doubt it. Ugh. But there's a green light here. This is my indicator. This is ready to go. Damn it. Wait, we gotta get back to the main area, I think. Everything is glowing green and it is throwing me off, so let's leave here. Out this way. There's that too. So VR. Man. Like, the best headset to try to see if you're into VR to me will always be the Meta Quest stuff, but like, Facebook is weird. There's a lot of stories about people that are like, you know, I'll give Facebook a shot, whatever, I'm not opposed to them, and then they get their account banned for whatever reason. And then, like, if you have the Quest, your library is just kind of like locked out because you can't get into Facebook to verify that you own it or whatever, which that's a problem.
Core temperature reaching critical levels.
But the reason I say, you know, it's probably the best one to go with is like, if you don't mind their stuff, their policies or whatever, it's $300, $400, whatever to get a headset, and you just get the headset, you put it on, you can play. But that's also, again, that's the thing about, like, it's the price. It's still $400 to be like, hey, you might like this. You might not be able to deal with it because of motion sickness. Like, there's no way around that. And then, you know, the PlayStation VR, some people are like, oh, that's the best way to go in, but you need a PS5, which is already $550. And then the headset itself is also like another $500. It's like $1,000 to try a VR game. Crazy talk. I mean, I've had my Facebook account. Well, I had a Facebook account, which I deleted. And then I made another one specifically because of VR. It was VR and keeping in touch with 2 people. But like, there's been times when I've been like, you know, maybe I should just get rid of this account, but I can't do it now. Oh. I'm going to deny that man every single time. It used to be, so it was, you know, you had the Oculus Rift, which was owned by Oculus. And then Facebook's like, we're going to buy Oculus, but it's going to be a separate thing. And when they did that, because I have an Oculus Rift, where it's at, it's in pieces, but I still have my Oculus Rift in this house. You had to have an Oculus account. Totally fine. When they merged, they're like, you're still going to be using your Oculus account, don't worry about it, it's okay, it's cool, bro. It's cool, bro. But then they backtracked, like, well, okay, instead of being an Oculus account, it's going to be a Meta account, but it's not Facebook. And then Facebook rebranded to Meta, like, on the stock exchange or whatever, so it's just like, it's all dumb. End of the story is, Facebook sucks. But VR is pretty cool. It's a shame that it is tied up to that damn company. Oh, look at this. Insufficient fuel. That's fine. I can circle strafe. I can circle strafe all day. And also circle strafe in the other direction. I've played old shooting games. Boy, like one of the biggest wasted opportunities with this series was they made a VR version of Doom after this game came out. All you had to do was make this game in VR. It would make people sick, of course, but the people that could deal with it would, you know, be unlike anything else. Doom VFR is a completely different game. Well, so that's the other thing is like, if you use a cardboard, I think cardboard's discontinued, but it's not, it's like a different kind of experience. It gives you the idea of like what it's like to look in VR, but like, reaching down because I got this down here. Look at this. Oh man, my glasses. There you go. I'm in VR. I don't have anything hooked up to this. I can do whatever I want to in VR. How cool is that? Oh man, I'm logged into Facebook. Huge downside. I felt the same way about the 3DS. After I played, it was A Link Between Worlds, I saw people talking about that game and be like, oh man, this game actually lets you see what like the potential of VR is. Or not VR, the stereoscopic stuff. I wanted every game to have that feature because it was really cool, like looking into the mazes and seeing down different levels and stuff. Alright, I can upgrade stuff. All in on the pistol. All in on the pistol. Forget the other weapons, just all about the pistol.
Authorization. Olivia Pierce.
It's her.
02.
All power rerouted. Urgent energy test.
She is trying to tear open the portal between our world and theirs.
It has named characters that have importance in Doom lore. It's so stupid. Like, in the best way possible. Like, if you want to get into this stuff, like, it's there. But you can tell that the Doomarine
Have saved them anyway.
is just like, sorry, the Doom Slayer is just like, I'm going to, whoever that is, I'm going to kill them. Let's die.
The system won't allow anyone but Olivia to override it now. We will have to shut down the Argent Tower manually from the surface.
Game is so good. This game is also, I wish I knew, I don't remember how long Doom Eternal is. I know this game is like, part of the reason I haven't finished this game within the last like 4 years or so is because it goes, and of course it's Doom, so you end up going to hell, but then you go back and then you do it and you keep going between the two, and it's got boss fights and stuff, but it's like, oh, this is going on for way longer than I expected.
Olivia is using the tower to drill a doorway into their world. You can prevent her from opening the gate by disabling the tower induction filters.
Untethered cross-dimensional activity is a frequent occurrence outside of the base, so it is recommended that workers buddy up
I need to
to the Martian surface.
finish the original Doom game. Done it. I own them on everything. I've never finished the old Doom games. It's just, what it is for me is that they start off really strong. I know they stay strong, they probably get better as you go on. But like, man, the first act sure is something. It sure is really good. After I'm done with that, I'm like, I need to smoke, just go on vacation for a while. Challenge room or something? I forgot all about this. Forgot all about these. Look at how good this game looks. I think this would be a better character because I'm a hater. I would much rather have seen Doom Slayer in like Mortal Kombat over probably Leatherface. I'm not a Leatherface fan. I can't. Like anytime I see Leatherface, I'm like, ah, that's an iconic horror villain. But like, as far as that goes. They have me facing the wrong directions. Complete idiot. Rude. I wish more games had imaginative weapons. It's wild how many games. I mean, whatever. You got your pistol, you got a shotgun, plasma rifle, this is an assault rifle. These are fairly standard, but even then, like, there's just something about the design of them and just getting to use them and have fun. I feel like so many modern games just miss out on. Moderately disappointed that they got the hit off on me, but whatever. I can live with it. I mean, maybe. I don't know if you ever played the game Risk of Rain. They're making a sequel. Sorry. Correction. So they made the game Risk of Rain. It was a 2D, like, side-scrolling roguelike. And then they made Risk of Rain 2, which to me, it was a completely 3D game. And I was like, man, how do you make Risk of Rain in 3D? It's a 2D game. And like, you play it and you're like, oh, you just do the thing. Like, how do you make enemies spawn in 3D? Oh, you just do it. Not. I imagine that's how Hades would work out. Like, oh, you'd be like, oh, how do you deal with, like, you know, a bunch of bats or something coming at you from like all sides of the arena? I was like, oh, you just have. That'd be it. There's a VR roguelike game called Compound, which is pixel art style, like kind of blocky graphics, sort of like, I'm not going to say exactly like Minecraft and that sort of style, like a voxel style or something. And it does the roguelike thing like well. That's where I want to be. Turn the sound effects down because I wanted to. It's music. So much ammo. I feel the same way. It's a very, very, very tough game. But, you know, it's cool. The thing that game does to me that's interesting is usually when you play those games, you know, as long as you're in a level, like, kill enemies and you're good, you just slowly kill more of them. That game does the thing about, like, you need to get through this as fast as possible, because if you take your time, you're going to die. It's going to be over. That's all good. I feel about, like, fighting games. Like, I love fighting games. I'm okay at them. Depending on the game, like, I might actually be, like, good at
disabling the tower.
Yeah, I just like the way they are, but I don't.
Individually. Carefully release the hinges.
Warning. Energy contamination detected.
Destroying the production of Argent energy isn't necessary.
Take orders from you, stupid robot man. I've never been able to embrace. I feel like, you know, when I'm finally fully comfortable, there's plenty of people that have mentioned, like, oh, they played whatever game on easy because they wanted to enjoy the story. And like, for me, like, if it's a visual novel, sure, but if I'm playing like this game, I'm not fully here for this story. I want to have a little bit of a challenge. I'm saying a little bit because I definitely, you know, have the game on a harder difficulty or set progress because I just want. I still wanted to be a little bit like, I have to actually try a little bit. Can't be completely asleep. Looks so good. Throw away random.
You must stop. The hell energy is unusable without the filters.
Warning.
What
Energy
you are
contamination
destroying
detected.
is more valuable than you can possibly imagine. It is a perfect and unlimited energy resource.
I'd stop talking about the fact that when I played this game originally, I was taking this pretty seriously, and then somebody had pointed out how ridiculous the concept was. Like, you're fighting for, like, you need energy. So hell apparently has the ultimate energy resource or whatever, like renewable energy resource. You're trying to get the hell energy. That's all. It's in Mars, and you know you gotta keep that. But your character does not care. Dead. I'm dead. Went too far. Walked too hard. Gotta walk slightly less hard. Where are we going? It's on this level. Probably, yeah, I should have just gone this way, I guess. Good to know.
Demonic breach detected.
Looks so cool. So freaking cool. The enemies, oh man. Everything fits so well in this game. I think that's haste. It makes me run around like a crackhead. Time to become a crackhead.
Demonic presence.
Not yet.
Critical range.
Big crack energy. Let's go. Nothing. The best power up in the game is Berserk, just because the satisfaction of just walking up to like any punching in the face and it's dead. I like it.
Warning. Energy contamination at critical levels.
I guess.
Demonic breach detected.
Disappointing. There's another one of those things behind me. Here it is. One somewhere. I love how many like classic Doom enemies like they added. They got all the ones. I'm not gonna say every single one that you think of is like here if you know what they are, but they I feel like whatever you think is like missing, they add in the next game.
We spent decades perfecting the science, selling it to humanity. We balanced their hell energy with our science, making it usable and safe. We solved an energy crisis the world had no answer for. It works. You cannot do this.
It works. Do. This. Trying to see how long I've been streaming. Just about hour and 27 minutes. 8 more hours to go. I had an ultra wide monitor. It's a little bit better. Yeah, let's go. I remember I was trying to figure out how people, like, I'd never watched, whatever, there's no reason to have, but I had never seen an actual, like, Quake tournament in my life, and I was wondering what they look like what, you know, really good Quake players look like, because, you know, I heard the legend of Fatality, and anytime anybody that I knew, like, mentioned him directly about, like, oh yeah, I heard Fatality isn't all that good. It's because everybody I hung out with were all Counter-Strike players, and he played that for a bit. But, you know, puppy. Seeing a person, you know, do some sort of like crazy like 360, track somebody like this, spin around, and then hit them with like a rail, doesn't translate to anything in Counter-Strike. So I ended up watching one of those tournaments and like watching him use plasma rifle. This opened my mind. I was like, oh, is that what you're supposed to do with that thing? Like, competitive Quake players, like, shake it. Okay. Don't know how to there. Should be back over there. We'll see. Here. I think this is not what I was looking for. It's ammo. Goes. Best power up in the game. One of the best power ups in video games, period. Doom 2016's Berserk. Do stupid stuff like this. Yo, how was that not incredible? Sent that man to the shadow dimension. Or woman. I don't know. Here.
Remember, the 12 Council of Nine is always watching you.
Healing.
If stopping our energy production is what you want, then you need only to destroy this last filter, and Argent energy will no longer exist in this solar system. We will be back at square one.
Oh no.
You have no idea what you have just done.
Olivia is still alive. I've detected her life signature at the Argent Tower. She has removed one of the accumulators from the tower base. It has a unique energy signature that...
Something about them just having like Chinese food container, coffee cups.
That's it then. There's nothing else to be done.
Hot Food Express, you got a cheeseburger, hot dog, french fries, pizza, fried chicken, spaghetti, pancakes, breakfast combo, taco, and apple pie. Your food may be hot. This is the... If they did this now, to me this would all be like AI generated art. Especially something about that taco. God. Buddy. Hi. Agree. You agree. Puppy.
Primary access points to the tower were destroyed in the explosion. The pipeline is damaged but still intact. There are thrust boots in the maintenance hangar. You can use them to traverse the pipeline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Oh man. I want to make the music louder. It's at 100. I need this to be all the way over here. Oh, I saw something like flash beside me, but I guess it was just imagination. Double jump? Double jump in this game? 2? Is that an eternal?
Presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown.
Oh look, it's this guy. I can do that too. Everybody's here. Good. I like how these things just like shrug off damage, like they don't even move when you get the math time. It's like, nah, I'm good.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Arn tootin'.
Completed in 2127, based off a prototype developed by Samuel Hayden's research team. The Argent Tower, also known as the Argent Inductor, is the UAC's crowning achievement.
Ah, yes, there they are.
Argent Energy. Give yourself to the cause.
Huey. Okay, buddy.
Completed in 2127, based off a prototype developed by Samuel Hayden's
Oh, man.
research team. The Argent Tower, also
I might have to hang out with him for a little bit.
is the UAC's
Sure, he's
crowning
all
achievement.
good. I took him out for a while before I had started streaming, but it's always hard. He's so weird. He does this thing where like he'll want to play and he goes from playing to being like, I'm going to sleep now. He's like 12 weeks old, I think. 12, 13 weeks. Little fella, you say. What does this translate to? Let's see. Ah, yes. Absolutely, I'll take this. Could use this too. Oh man. I remember this. I remember this being a problem now because I remember being like, where do I go? There's a whole thing where you have to figure out like what. Because you start off with like what, 5 seconds, 6 seconds? Close. Oh, come on. Come on, dude. Killing me. Killing me. One off. All I had to do was just keep moving forward, but I was like, I think I got him. Playing a racing game. Stay on the track. Go. This SSD stuff loads so fast. Like there's so many times I'm playing, I'm like, I loaded yet? You gotta press space. I remember when I decided to give that a shot for I decided to get a an SSD when it must have been when like the PS4 was coming out, and I remember going back to play Skyrim, and like I had heard people talk about this with PC stuff before, but I didn't believe them. Where like the tooltips load before the game loads before the tooltips do. So if the game's gonna give you like a tip like, oh hey, you should What? Press this during, like, what? No time to read anything. Double jump. Oh. Obviously. This is where he spawns at. That's right. What is the point of that space? What's funny is for some reason in my head, oh, there's this section in Crisis 3 that looks kind of like this. I remember associating this with a different game, and that's what it is for sure. Like a train that you're on or something like that, and it's like raining. Go back and try out Crisis 3. I haven't tried the game since it came out. In my head, I'm a bigger Crisis fan than I actually am. The only one I've ever finished is 2. Bought 1 plenty of times. We need to go up. This game, it does this really cool thing. If you remember back in the long ago times when SSX and stuff were around, they had dynamic soundtracks. The game Skate does this entire series, where, yikes, fuck that up. The better you're doing, the louder the music gets, and like the more it fills in. This game does this thing where it plays certain parts of a song, and the further you get in the stage or the more action's going on, it builds on that. When you do like glory kills and stuff, it'll play a little bit of the riff or whatever from another part of the song. But it does this really good job of just like amping everything up until you're sitting there and you're playing, you're like, man, why did this get my blood pumping so much? You listen to it later, like, oh, that song is incredible. And it's like built-in parts. Also been going to the little, it's another one of the kills, because it just happened there just a second ago. Where it's building, and then it'll stop. And then once you get to the next part of the stage, it'll play a little bit more of the song. Right there. It's all synced to the music. It's not synced to the music, it is the music in that specific moment. And you can hear it building. You might not know what it's building to, but it is building to something. And it's a thing, again, you just don't really notice it when you're playing. Until, you know, you do, and then it's like the one thing that you're like, oh man, that is actually incredible. More games should do that. There's a secret found. I'm not sure what the secret is. I guess it's this room. I don't. It took me forever to think like this in games. This is not gonna happen. This is so I can shoot the rocket and just detonate it whenever I want. Like, usually my brain is just kind of like going on autopilot. Kill the bad man. Doom Eternal is the one that gets you to think way more about that stuff. You have to really engage with all the systems, weapons.
That's an Argent accumulator she's carrying. She'll
Blood.
try to use it to open a portal manually into hell.
While the Argent Tower is non-functional, the connection to their dimension is still viable. We are at great risk, Dr. Hayden.
Pistol's maxed out, right? It's got challenge. Your boom. Game looks like concept art, like so often. Wild.
Hello, and welcome to the UAC, home of the patented Argent energy filtration system developed
Super
by
shotgun.
Olivia Pierce. We are the only corporation with this technology, able to convert pure hell energy.
We'll talk about like the
into
best
clean,
feeling
neutral
guns in
energy.
games. Like this usually makes
It powers this
not this one
facility
necessarily, but
and
the
is
super shotgun from the original
broadcast
Doom.
universe from Argent Tower, providing all the
Doom
energy
2,
the family
whatever was
needs
in,
to live
like
a
that
fun
ends
and
up like it was
productive
this.
life on Earth and the surrounding colonies. But we can't do it alone.
It's I feel like the cerebral bore occasionally makes a list too, which is that's an old school weapon. Make them like that. I didn't think that weapon. I thought that weapon was kind of weird. There we go. It's the Beam of Doom. This is the I have to drive in rush hour traffic somewhere I don't want to. I have to get there quick. This is this music for me. What's this? I don't remember. Odd damage. Oh yes, this is definitely gonna give somebody a super shotgun. Unlimited power. That's that. Oh man. So that's BFG Division. See, I didn't remember that being the first time that you hear that song. In my head, the first time you hear that song is you are all this. When you get the BFG, you're in a room, you see a BFG, and you get it. And then there's a huge fight. That's when BFG Division. It's this machine. In Doom Eternal, this would be followed by like a cutscene, like, oh, we're gonna go in and we're gonna have a third-person ceremony for
Lockdown in effect.
this thing existing. Oh man, I really forgot I had the what's it called? What is this nonsense? Why did you come out, sir? Forgot I had the chainsaw on me for some reason. And the double jump. Alright, there's one of those things off the map. Wait. I've got so many rockets. There's definitely more people here. I just don't see them. There they are. Well, look at that. There's a power up all this entire time. Odd damage. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, the original song, the regular song doesn't loop like this. It plays differently. Equally as amazing.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
These. Dude. Presses to go up and down. This thing right here.
The accumulator's energy signature indicates that it is nearing the top of this Argent facility.
If she ruptures that accumulator near the Argent beam, she could open a portal to their world that we will never be able to close.
Never financially recover from that. A long jump. I can do it, because I can double.
presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
Uh-oh. Bad guys. Boy. All those. Oh man. It didn't hit me, it's like I saw the impact of it. Pick it up and get that in a second. Verticality is one of those things that you don't get to see that much of. And then it's funny because it's, you know, it makes something like this feel, let's put out another word. I'm not going to say visceral. It makes, I don't know, something about it. More engaging. Having to like worry about, you know, all different angles and what to use in different situations. Like, oh, this enemy got further away from you, so I need to use this instead. But Doom Eternal gives you a grappling hook. Speaking of verticality, and it's a thing where you're like, you see grappling hooks in games, and usually swing across platforms. In that game, it's like, no, you're gonna be in a fight, and there's gonna be random bars set up in this arena for some reason, and like you get to the point where like you're able to like, because it also has an air dash, I believe, you're able to just kind of like keep chaining stuff around and like never touch the ground. It's so cool when you pull it off, because that also means that you're doing that and you have to like keep looking down to the aim at the enemies down there. Back up. Back up there. There you go. I want to go in there. Here. Here. Don't know what kind of scientists would have figured this out. I guess if you're on Mars and you don't have any sort of like government regulation, that's all you want to do. What a cool, fun weapon. Man, I like Titanfall. I've always been a little bit bummed, because I thought Titanfall had some really cool ideas. Apex, as far as I know, just uses more of Titanfall's weapons, but like, it's all the same stuff. There is no plasma. The auto pistol is like their coolest weapon. I feel like they could do a lot more stuff with that, so they were able to make, you know, game. Oops. Wish I read that thing before. Boy, stop. Boy, stop. Come on. Guy is like some sort of non-giving up zombie guy. In order to equip more runes, I have to pass at least 4. Okay. I need to do one. Scale the tower. Ah. Oh shit. I got stuck on the edge of the platform. There's a conversation going on Discord about Breath of the Wild. Halfway paying it.
You cannot stop me from claiming what I am owed! What I was promised!
I haven't watched the whole thing. Got some new stuff in there. Verticality.
Welcome to the UAC, opening the gates of hell with the key to the future.
man. The idea, like, just imagine going to university and someone's like, oh, you would like you to go to this special space program. I get to go to the space station? No, you're gonna go to Mars. Oh wow, I'm gonna be one of the first colonists on Mars? You're gonna be looking for hell energy? Excuse me? Don't do it. Oh no. It looks so funny. Ah, this game just constantly just looks neat.
Category 3-dimensional events in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Probably should have waited on this one.
1. Category 4, dimensional events in 10, 9, 8, 7,
I appreciate that, these things. Oh my goodness, dude, there's so many of them. There's so many. So many. Do. Aw, man. You get to hell in this game. Looks so metal. Like every single one of these, like you get introduced here is like, oh, this is definitely like an album cover. Or the Grateful Dead. Flip it over, like, oh, here's a Mastodon cover right here. Alright. I need to go hang out with the puppy for a bit, so I will be back. I wish I could say how far I am in the game. I really don't know. Let me see if I can exit the main menu and if it'll tell me. We are here. It goes down to here, so we're close to halfway. We're close to halfway. All right. Anyway, peace out for now. Oodles.